Hey there, my name is Devontae. I'm with waterfrontrefresh.com. We are a waterfront-based services company here up in northwestern Wisconsin. Today we're going to be starting on our probably largest ice heave repair yet. Got our equipment guys unloading the equipment right now and going to get the silt fence back up. We were actually here a month ago about to start when we found out that we actually needed a DNR permit in addition to a zoning permit. So gonna film little bits and pieces here. Should be a lot of fun, and thanks for tuning in. This one's gonna be mainly 2 to 4 foot boulders that have been heaved pretty aggressively over the past couple of years. Homeowner did say that they have had one repair before in the past. And also I just want to remind everyone too that while we're out here, all the young entrepreneurs, all the young business owners, whatever you're doing, just work hard to serve people and make service the basis of everything you're doing. You know, God gives us the opportunity to be out here working, whether you're a contractor, guy, gal, whatever you do, it's an opportunity to be serving. That's my little motivational speech for you guys. Again, my name is Devontae, I'm with Waterfront Refresh, and this is the stuff that I love. I'm the crazy guy on the water. So as you can see, this is really just to get an idea of the size of this heave. I mean, this thing is just as tall as I am when I'm standing in the water. I just marked out the lines so you can really get a scope. You can actually tell whoever installed this before used some sort of reinforced grid over back there, but honestly, what you can obviously tell is it doesn't matter how thick and wonderful your fabric or underlayment is, if the rock itself is still going to get pushed. All right, so this is the equipment we got for this project. We have the Bobcat E50 from our rental equipment company down in Hudson, Wisconsin. Then we do have the CMP grapple on there. That should be a ton of help with the larger boulders we're going to be moving around today. And then you have the CMP grading bucket. It does have that tilt function on there, and then also that rotation. So this should be helpful with grading out that shoreline. And then lastly, I think we have a T66 here. We're just going to get right after it, taking out some of these bigger boulders, getting them off the shoreline so we can start that grade later today or tomorrow. We got to knock this tree branch down so we can use the arm in there. I'm going to see if I can do this using the claw. See here, some of these boulders are upwards of 3.5, some 4 feet. right, just hopping in the truck just to take a quick break. Got to do a quick shout out to Ellsworth cheese curds. Every gas station in Northwest Wisconsin has them. And obviously you got to get your hot gas station coffee too. So living on the road, baby. Go Pack Go. That's a wrap on day one. Attached to a pipe. Let's see if we can get it out. Oh, here we go. I'm not really sure, but all right, so now we get to move on to the grading aspect. So we took all the largest boulders out of here and most of the smaller rocks that were identical to the trap. Obviously I'm not going to get everything out of here, but we're going to toss the CMP grading bucket on. I haven't used it before, so we're just going to test it out. Try to get the feel for it, and then we're going to get this thing back to a proper grade. All right, so attaching and detaching the CMP attachments, or just any claws of any sorts, is kind of a skill I guess I'm going to learn today. So I'm going to get this grading bucket on, which has a tilt rotator, and try to get this claw off. So you learn as you go. Let's give it a shot. Finally are all set and ready to roll. So I had to learn a bunch about hydraulic hoses, about all sorts of stuff. So let's get after it, let's get it done. We're gonna start grading that shoreline out. We are halfway through day 2 of the shoreline renovation. We just got the shoreline completely regraded. And I did just do kind of a finishing hand rake. You don't always have to do it. I like to do it just to make sure that we're pretty uniform before we start putting those boulders back down. The next step is we're gonna start on this toe here. And because these boulders are so large, I'm gonna spend a lot more time doing this than I would just like a 1 or 2 foot boulder. I'm gonna be digging those in about halfway, maybe even a little bit more for some of them. And then we're gonna put that fabric down and start the rest of the rock process. To change my mind, I'm gonna run the fabric underneath the boulders, so we have that underneath the toe. Just gotta take a minute, show you guys this is what this is all about. Wind is blowing, the birds are chirping, and God is moving. So if you guys ever get a chance to be out on a lake early in the morning, go for it. Just see, you gotta see what's out here. All right, so the next challenge is we gotta move 2 of these 3-footers, and they are heavy suckers. So that's not ideal. Welcome to Waterfront Fresh, where we get in the water, baby. Whoops. We're still rolling. So far this is where we've landed, the first tow boulders. Probably not going to film the rest of these. This is what we got so far. So I just want to make a note real quick about these attachments and the excavator. One thing I've noticed is that it's just a learning curve. You got to hop in there and figure it out, and you'll get better with time. This is my first time using both of these attachments, and I've noticed that it definitely just takes, you know, hour, 2 hours in the machine just to really kind of get a good feel for it without having to think about it too much. And hooking them up and taking them off, same exact thing. Right, middle of day 4, and we got all the rock down on that shoreline, and all I'm doing now is just dirty and not so glamorous, just cleaning up. So picking up trash, picking up sticks, and there was some recent fires in Canada, so we kind of got this haze going on, but we are on the last steps to get this puppy back in action. A lot of mornings start off with run to Fleet Farm, Home Depot, or Menards, where I'm at. Sometimes little tool stores up north, but today we're getting that grass seed. We're gonna get that down. Just a quick word of advice here. Do not reuse silt fences that have been in the lake. You could be carrying invasive species, you could be carrying algae, you could be carrying who knows what. So just throw these away once you're done if you're ever doing this. And yeah, use a silt fence. All right, let's fix a yard. Despite a little hydraulic hose pressure issues and some phone issues after dropping in the lake, we're finally ready to get it done. So, how you doing, man? All right, we have something that looks more like a yard now. So we're just gonna start on that topsoil and just rake smooth all the little areas at the very end. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a lot better with that bucket than I am that soil conditioner or the Harley rake. I got some practice I gotta do with that thing. This little tool right here turns boys to men and men who've been acting like boys back to their mamas. Old school, baby.